Well, hello, Wichita, and welcome to Council Chat. I'm Councilmember Bryan Frye, representing District 5, and with me today is Megan Lovely from our City Communications Office. Welcome.
I think this is the first time No, it's not the first time I've been on Council
I
Chat.
don't know, but I'm glad that I wore the orange tie
I know
to
we
match your
matched.
hair today.
We matched. We planned it.
Purely circumstance.
Yeah.
Normally these are hosted by council members, but today Megan's having to fill in. So.
I'm filling in. I'm
Good
happy
job.
to be here. Yeah.
Good job. So, it's been kind of a slow start to the year already. Our meetings have been a little shorter.
Yes.
We ended 22 with just these marathon meetings.
Huge. So now we're getting a little bit of a break.
Yeah, and now they're shorter, but,
Yeah.
That's fine. We can always use that extra time to return emails, talk to our neighbors, work on projects. So I'll take that time.
Yeah.
So that's good. And we don't have a lengthy agenda this week.
No, not a lot.
It's pretty short. A couple of capital improvement projects. And then some council items.
Yeah. You guys have a couple items on their travel.
A little bit of travel. Well, it's the start of the legislative session.
Right.
And so there's
Right.
local government day, and that is a time for us to get up there as council members to talk to our state electeds about the priorities that the city of Wichita has.
Yeah.
And so we can go through our legislative agenda with them and kind of, say what we need from the city of Wichita and what we're hoping to get passed. So all of us, I believe, are going up.
Yeah. I saw maybe different days to kind of stagger when you guys are there.
Well,
so.
and again, so we have a council meeting Tuesday. I'm going to go up Tuesday night because I have meetings scheduled for early Wednesday morning, but then I'm not staying Wednesday night because I am taking part in the point in time count that United Way
Yeah.
is doing on Thursday morning, and that starts at 5 a.m.
Also really important.
Yeah. So I've not done that before, but I understand that it's a good practice to do to really understand where we're at with the homelessness situation.
Yeah.
And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to do this. So that's why I'm only staying the one night. Now, you're right, other council members are staying additional time. But that's why it's a really wonky looking agenda, because we got all these different travel approvals.
We've got to approve all of those at different times. You mentioned homelessness. The council, I don't think I've ever seen this much support for assisting our unhoused neighbors in our history. We've gotten a lot of chatter this week. I think you've probably heard from some residents about increasing, trash along the river. Have you heard from people about concerns?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a concern that we're hearing more and more.
Yeah.
Because it's now starting to stretch out beyond the core.
Yes.
We're seeing it in all of our districts.
Yeah.
Whether it's people on the street asking for donations to trash and refuse. We just had a cleanup that we needed to do at Kellogg and Dugan Road, right over there by the airport. A lot of stuff was left. And so we're seeing it more and more throughout the city, not just downtown. And so, yes, it's very important that we've been taking part in a lot of meetings and trying to address it. And it can't just be the city of Wichita. We have to have partners with our county government electeds, our state representatives, and even federal. There's housing support, too. So it's a multifaceted approach to this issue.
Yeah, and I was talking with some of our hot team and our parks who handle the cleanup of some of those things. We have to be very careful to, abide by the law and make sure that we give 72-hour notice before we do those cleanups. And then a challenge that we're facing with some of our homeless populations, after we do those cleanups and they move out of the area, they come right back. So we're having to go back multiple times, and we contract those cleanups out. But, we appreciate when people report those things to us, because it takes all of us to keep our city clean and report those issues.
Oh, absolutely. And it takes a lot of staff, and we can't get to
Yeah.
them all as quickly as we'd like.
Yeah.
Understand we do get those emails, and we want you to let us know, and we're going to get out there as fast as we can. But, it's something that we need to address quickly. We see a little bit more this time of year because the cold situation, right? And so they're looking for areas to hunker down and try to protect.
Yeah.
But so it's something that we got to address quickly.
Yep, and definitely a focus. So thanks for everyone who's been involved in that and who helps our homeless population in other ways.
Right. United Way brought in a speaker from New Jersey last month who's really had some groundbreaking work in this area, especially on veteran homelessness and people that don't want to be homeless. We know that there's a certain population that
Yeah.
wants to live on the street.
And that's
right?
that's totally legal. That's their right.
But those people that don't want to be homeless,
Yeah.
we have to be able to find resources to help them.
Definitely.
And so that's what it's all about right now.
Well, we've launched some good programs, and we've talked about the landlord assistance program and some stuff that Sally's doing. So really good things coming in 2023.
Yep.
What are some of your other goals for 2023?
Wow, this budget is always a tough one. That's one of our top priorities, is addressing the budget and approving it, and the challenges continue to ramp up. Prices increase all the time.
Yeah.
We know we need to offer better pay. We just did that with our firefighters and the contract that we just approved last year. Unanimous vote by the council to support the union contract. And so those are always going to be top priorities, making sure that we've got the staff that can do the jobs and fill the need. When you understand that 53% of our budget is police and fire, that's
Yeah.
a big chunk of it. And then when you add public works, which is our roads and streets and so forth, then it gets up to over 70%. So those three departments right there are always going to take the focus of the budget because it is such a big one. But then you've also got, quality of life. People want our parks to be clean and updated and maintained properly. Same with our libraries. And then we can always continue to improve our operations and be more efficient.
Definitely.
And do things differently so that it is saving taxpayer dollars, because that's ultimately, it's your money,
Yeah.
right? And we have to be the best stewards we can with it. So, those are the top budget priorities that I always see. And then we hopefully continue to plan for growth, too. Need the city to continue to grow, and putting in the infrastructure, keeping that water treatment plant on schedule and
50
making sure that it opens on time.
Yep. 50% this year. I think
Yeah.
we're going to hit that 50% build.
Yep. So, those are just top priorities.
Yeah.
We got a couple of issues in District 5. Westlink Library, we've got a plan to improve that facility. We're going to finally get a dog park in West Wichita.
That's great.
Yeah. And then we just broke ground on the East Patrol substation.
Yeah.
And then the next one would be West in 24. So there's
Yeah.
some good things coming to District 5. I want to quickly give a shout out to Chief Sullivan. He came to my District 5 advisory breakfast last Saturday, along with new Commissioner Ryan Beatty. And we had about 50 people there.
Oh, that's
And it was
great.
great. And Chief Sullivan did a fantastic job and really stood tall and answered questions.
He's
And
great.
So it was a good thing. As we were talking about the budget, I wanted to give him a shout out. So.
Yeah. All right. So I have a new question for you. We're going to do a new question for council.
Oh, I think I should be very
every
scared.
single week. We're not going to preview this, so you don't know what's coming.
Oh, fantastic.
But it's an opportunity for friendly debate. Sometimes council, everyone has the same goal to move our city forward. But sometimes we have friendly debates on how to do that. So this is another opportunity for friendly debate.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to having a friendly debate with you.
Okay, she's really setting this up, isn't she?
All right. Our question of the week. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Wow.
You choose a side and I'll take the opposite side.
Is a hot dog a sandwich? It's bread. It's meat. I've never thought of this question before, so you've really stumped me.
I'm glad.
I can make an argument.
It's hard to stump you, so I'm glad.
Yeah, I can make an argument because it's meat and bread, then it's a sandwich.
But not all sandwiches have meat. And not all sandwiches,
Sure, you can have
Yeah.
a wrap.
a wrap or like a mushroom sandwich,
Right,
or
is a hamburger sandwich.
I think a hamburger is a sandwich.
Hamburger, well, it's got meat, it's got bread. So yes, a hot dog's a sandwich.
I disagree. I genuinely disagree.
that was coming.
I genuinely disagree. I think it's in the way that you hold it. Because lots of things have bread and
Okay,
like,
but you can hold a sandwich with one hand or with two hands. You can hold a hot dog with one hand or two hands.
I disagree because I think a wrap is different from a sandwich, and I think a hot dog is different from a sandwich.
Okay, how?
Because a wrap is, it's round. It's the shape is different, and you wrap all of it together, and you
Okay,
hold
but we're
it.
not talking about a wrap. We're talking about a hot dog.
And you hold the hot dog different. You hold it like this, and you put the toppings on top. It's not the same as a sandwich. And you don't put lettuce on a hot dog. That's unheard of. I would fight anyone who puts lettuce on a hot
I don't
dog.
put lettuce on a sandwich, so
You don't put lettuce on a sandwich?
no.
Oh, we got to get you your greens. I think I'm going to take a
I need to lay off the sandwiches, so
I'm going to take a gendered approach and say Jason also doesn't put lettuce on his sandwiches.
So is a hamburger a sandwich?
I think a hamburger is not a sandwich either. I think it's different.
Okay.
I think a sandwich is, maybe it's the shape of it too.
What do you think? Is this a 50-50 when you ask people? When you ask everyone else, I think you're going to get a 50-50.
You know what? I can post this on Twitter and do a poll.
I bet you'll get a 50-50 on it.
All right. Is a hot dog a sandwich? We'll hear from the residents.
The stuff that we address at City Council. Wow, I'm really glad you asked this question because I've never thought of it before.
It's a thinker.
And well, let me know. What do you think? Is a hot dog a sandwich?
Hot dog a sandwich.
I can't wait to see the next question you ask somebody on a council chat.
My goal is to surprise all of you each time.
Okay.
All right. Well, thanks for having me. And
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us.
It was fun.
Yeah, you can subscribe and listen on Apple, Spotify, watch us on YouTube. So thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thanks for tuning in. Have a great week.